Okay, so as I finished my internships here for 3 months, it's been a pleasure to having a coffee chats with the one and only my supervisor, Mr. Berlian. Could you give some glance of greetings to the audience?
Okay, all right. Hello, everybody. So, my name is Berlian. I'm the director for Ideology and Political Department of the Indonesian National Resilience Institute. I'm very glad to have Satria and his colleague join the apprentice program, intensive program for 1 month, right? I was very helpful. No, I mean I was very tempted by Satria for his great job to do while he's getting apprentice in my office. So I believe that he's getting many experiences very well. Making any kind of job to do any kind of things than other jobs. So I think it will be great modality for Satria for the next future, I think.
Thank you, sir. Anyway, it's been also a pleasure to work with him since Pak Berlian has so many monumental experiences. He once became the Ministry Department of Political Science for Indonesian
Embassy in Canberra, in Australia.
So I find a eureka moment to having internships with you, and I also got one eureka moment when I heard the quotes from Pak Nding, one of our prominent figures here. He once said that the work ethics, the takeaways that the youth can learn from the elder is the energy, while the takeaways that the elder can learn from the youth is the wisdom. So I'd like to ask you, how would you see and how do you have any things to say to the millennials, my audiences, about what kind of the most essential work ethics that we can apply? As the agent of change for the next 5 to 10 years ahead.
All right, so very great questions then. Well, we have to stick on respecting seniority and juniority in any kind of places. So not only in the office, but if you're in your campus or any kind of in your house even. So this is one of the best practices for millennial to get more mature in thinking how and to behave also. Once you are dealing with social relations in any kind of places that you have to deal with that seniority and juniority relationship, and of course that is one thing that I have to underline to you as a millennial, that you have to learn more about how our senior getting in touch with the everything in his life, in his or her life, and I think this is very good for maturing your thought. Then once you are dealing in your decision in life, so what to make sure that this is my option to live for my futures, and your decisions to get from now what to do, and then to understand that other people things that it is not so easy to understand in your social relation once you are not listening to your senior. Then so this is the best things you should do then for the next, if you want to be success in your career, in your study, in everything in your life. That's the things. Yes.
Listening is the most essential skills that we need to have, especially in this revolution.
Exactly. Yes. Right. So respecting by listening to each other with open mind in your mindset, with very liberal thinking. You creatively move in making something new, in your innovation, in your breakthrough thinking, that you're in a very good behave. So I think this is one of my hope for Malaysia. successful, be transformative in your thought that it is your life is not only here, but in a very long term future that you have to deal with how to deal with your challenge then by your creative and transformative thinking with good listening to senior especially.
Okay. You
Yeah.
had a good understanding from Mr. Berlian, and such an honor to
Mhm.
getting your knowledge.
Yeah.
Last question, sir.
Yes.
So we facing the uncertainties that we are still dealing in 2021, especially for Indonesia. So my questions would be regarding that we working here, we especially dealing with the working paper every day, draft paper every day, to talking about the political uncertainties and the political constellations during this pandemic. So my questions would be, based on your visions, what would happen to Indonesia geopolitically and also geostrategically in 2021? Post-pandemic.
Right. So for our next year's 2021 for Indonesia is to be optimistic, and we are coming into a new era of post COVID-19. Will be something, new happenings will be, and as a millennial, while you are studying in your campus, then so we'll be starting a new normal that everything will be tackled in abnormal things. So what we need from millennials is once again be creative, be transformative, to be the agent of change. Then so making some new ecosystem, because the global challenge will be very complex and very complicated.
Sure.
So it's very unpredicted and unprecedented. Please be calculated in very precise thinking, with analytical thinking. You are seeing something that is surrounding us, in our beloved Indonesia, in ASEAN, in Indo-Pacific, in Asia-Pacific, in Pacific, or in East Asia, as the center of magnitude for our future foreign policy. So I think post-COVID-19 geopolitical era will be full of challenge
Yeah.
and very
So
complex. So
that's very true. So what we can conclude is listening and adapting is necessary to facing the
yes,
uncertainties.
exactly. So adapting is only a part of the beginning of transformation. So will be a new start of transformation by adapting.
Yeah.
The next step after adapting, that you have to adjust yourself with your new circumstances in geopolitical circumstances out of Indonesian continent, and I think very, very interesting and will be challenging for millennials, to get more acquaintance with such unpredicted happenings in the 2021.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's very nice to have discussions with you.
Yeah, right.
Once again, thank you very much, sir.
No problem, Satria.
Yeah.
Satria, I think you have done your best while you're taking your internship in here, my office.
Thank you.
So hopefully your study will be accomplished and in the nearest future
Amen.
very successful.
Amen. Thank
Okay,
you.
so hopefully you guys will get grade A
Amen.
for your thesis, and so
Yeah.
yeah. So please pray God for